Hello and welcome back. Susan Zummo here, intuitive and originator of soul patterning harmonics. Well, I don't talk about it a lot, hardly ever actually, because I'm more focused on the messages than anything else. But if you would be kind enough to hit the like button, maybe share it with someone, this will help get the messages out to more people. And that's really the important thing here. I guess while we're at it, I'll go ahead and make an announcement again for the light activation, light body activation through Angelic connection, which will happen on October 12th, and also a soul patterning harmonics technique training, which I'll be doing on November 9th. All the information is below and at my website. If you're interested, please reach out to me. Okay, so this week, let's talk about truth. What's the truth? And the reason I want to talk about it is because there are a lot of individuals, myself included, who have our own truth and our own understanding about how the universe works, how we work, and how things are happening and will happen as we create them. So some of us, and sometimes me, but some of us want to know the why behind things. How did they happen? How did they work? Why is this going on? Most of the time, I have to say for myself, I don't really care. I'm more interested in the effect. Is it going to be effective? Is it going to work? Is it going to help somebody? Is the information uplifting? Does it feel right to me? And does it feel true? Now, there are times when my curiosity gets me and I want to know the minute workings of everything that we're talking about. And then other times I'm not too interested in that. And I love people who are interested in the whys. They do all the research. They know all the mechanics, the mathematics. And I love to hear it and learn it. But that's really not what I'm looking for. So the reason I say that, and the reason that I'm putting this out here today, is because you're going to hear a lot of different perspectives about how you work, how the world works, how things take place, how things are created, universal laws, even interpreting universal laws. Everybody has a different perspective. And I want to say that every single perspective is valid for that individual, including me and you. I never say that someone is wrong because they are right for them. And I am not wrong because I know what's right for me. Now, I may change what is right for me. I may change what my truth is, depending upon new information that I'm given or a new experience that I have that changes what I know. And I'm always open to that. And so when we look at what is the truth, what is happening? So some people believe that the frequencies that are coming in and bombarding us right now are not coming from the cosmos. I don't know where they think they're coming from, but anyway, that's just me, right? And so I'm okay with that. You know, if you have a belief about how things happen and why things happen, I think that's great. It doesn't make me more right than you or you more right than me. It's just how we perceive truth, right? Just how we perceive things that are happening. So the reason that I'm talking about this is because I've had a lot of conversation and a lot of comments lately about the timelines and future events. And there seem to me to be two schools of thought. One school of thought is that everything is predetermined and we are going to get there. We're going to get there no matter what we do. It's already been decided. It's already been determined. The outcome has already happened. Now, on some level, I actually agree with that because I know that timelines, as we talk about them in a linear sense, are just a construct. Everything is happening, everything has happened, and everything is going to happen. So on that level, I do agree with that. If you follow that line of thinking, all we have to do is just do what we're doing because we're going to get there, right? We're just going to get there. I prefer myself to subscribe to the truth that we create, we co-create, and we create. So I create for myself in my own world and in my own experience, but I also co-create with you and everyone else in this place at this time together, right? We are the collective. We create collectively. I have a very firm belief in free will. I have been to places where there is no free will. And when I thought about a place with no free will, my assumption was that it was a terrible place. It was a negative place. And I have to tell you that the places that I've been to were not all negative and terrible. Life was very good, very pleasant. And the people who were experiencing those experiences were having just a fine life. They were unaware of what free will is and how it expresses itself because they've never known any different. Now, I know and I believe that there are infinite places in the universe. There are infinite planets, infinite places, infinite dimensions, densities, whatever you want to say, where the soul can have an experience. There are infinite places for experiences. Any type of experience that a soul could want, there is a place, a universe, a planet created to have that experience. And it does not have to be destined to be a good experience or a bad experience. If you want to have a good experience, or the soul wants to have that experience, then that's what it will be. However, here we are on a place with free will. And so when I asked my guys, what's the right one? What's the right one? Is it that we are on the path, it's already been created, we're just walking along it, and all we have to do is surrender to it? Or are we creating it as we go along? And what they said was, in their smiling kind of way, love is the only truth. The only truth is love. And I went, yeah, okay. But really, which one is it? And they said, love is the only truth. Love is the greatest truth. And I took that to mean that it really doesn't matter what path we believe is the correct one, or what philosophy we subscribe to, or what our truth is. Love is the only thing that matters. Whether you walk a path that you perceive to be predestined, or you walk a path that you perceive to be created and co-created, love is the only thing that matters. How do we love ourselves? How do we love others and the existence and the world that we are living in? Now, they didn't mean that as write a letter, write a poem, send flowers, remember birthdays. What they said was, compassion is how we demonstrate love. When we act from a place of compassion, when we feel from a place of compassionate love, then we are on the path, whatever we perceive that path to be. It is the frequency of love that gets us where we want to get to. Excuse me. Whether we believe that we are walking a path that has been laid out for us, or that we are creating and co-creating that path, the highest is love and compassion, compassionate action, right? Through love. Love is the only truth. So I like to think of it, and I like to believe that I can exert my free will through compassionate action. by feeling compassion for others and acting in a compassionate and loving manner. And to me, that is the highest frequency that I can embody and exhibit on my own path. And I hope that it is for you. I see free will as being powerful. You need will to create. You will things into existence. And I'm not talking about being willful, although I think for some people, even if they're being willful, it's a good thing because it may be the first time that they've ever exerted their will. And when we are learning a new skill, there are many times that we will not execute it to perfection. So if you are working with your will and you find yourself stamping your foot down and being willful or pushing for something in a willful way, you might recognize that there's a different way to go or something that may work better for you. But I don't feel that I would and that we should judge people who are willful. This may be their first go-round with exercising will. Even though we live on a free will planet, we usually don't want to use it. We want to be passive and let things happen to us. We want to give our will to other people, to authority, to people that we love. We even want to give our will to higher beings. And I can tell you that they don't want it. My guys don't want my will. They don't want to create for me. I am not their child. Said this before. They don't want to take our will from us. And I can tell you that anyone who wants to take your will from you is not going to be beneficial for you in the long run. Even if they think they are doing something wonderful and that they want to help you, in the end, it will not be of benefit, because the reason that we're here is to learn to exercise our will, not to give it away. We were not handed free will by the Creator just to hand it off to somebody else. We have to learn how to use it. We have to learn how to work with it. And we have to learn how to do it with love and joy for ourselves and others. That's what we're here for. And that, yes, is going to contribute to the ascension and the creation of the new earth. That's my belief. So will equals power. When you are exerting your will, you are in a place of power, whether you're being willful or not. Even people who are willful are in a moment of power. And that's their experience. And that's how they learn. That's how a lot of us learn. You know, lots of us are not born already accomplished in all of the things that we are working through right now. I know I wasn't. I don't know anybody who was. And I can honestly tell you that if a person is here in a body right now, they haven't accomplished it either. So we want to remove judgment about the right way, the wrong way, the only way, right? And go with love and compassion in action. Will gives us the power to create. It also gives us the power to act. And those two things are very important right now. We need the power to create, and we need the power to act. And so I want you to step fully into your will. And I want you to state it out loud into the room, right? I will, and then whatever you want to follow it, right? I will create a glorious life for myself. I will act with compassion and love. I will care and love myself with joy. I will. Okay. Play with that. See what you want to do with that. Even if you're being willful, that's okay. We can refine our actions and our beliefs and our truths. And there's nothing wrong with that. I am absolutely 100% right for me right now. And I reserve the right to change that at any moment. And I hope that you do too. So if you, whoever you may be, don't agree with me, that's okay. But don't waste your time telling me how wrong I am and how right you are. If you want to share your experience and your truth, I love that because I know I'm going to learn something from it. But I don't believe you're wrong, and I don't believe I'm wrong because I believe that two truths can exist in the same place at the same time. And so today, I want you to think about what your truth is. I want you to think about where love fits into that. I want you to think about how compassionate your actions are. Do you speak with compassion? You can speak truth with compassion. Do you act with compassion? Do you take care of yourself with compassion? Do you think of yourself with compassion? I want you to think about these things because they have a profound effect on how we move through and how we exist in the world. And I believe that we should do that in a conscious way. And that will give us and those we love the best experience possible. So I hope that makes sense. And I hope that you will feel very comfortable sharing your truth with me, whatever that truth may be. I think it's important for us to share our truths with compassion and love. That's how we learn from one another, and that's how we grow. So until next week, I hope that you have an absolutely beautiful, loving, and compassionate week, and I wish you many blessings.